Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel, it's Cynicalex, and this passive right here is probably one of the coolest in the game, Undying Evil. You almost watch Null die, but then he doesn't die, and then 6 seconds later, boop, he's back up to top HP. Now I could show you this in World Boss, I could show you this in GBR or DRX or whatever, and it obviously has really amazing value in game modes to literally save the character before you're about to die. And it's very similar to a regular revive, but hilariously enough, there are some instances already in the game where it actually does more than just revive you. And it actually functions as an even more hilarious version of a revive. So I'm going to show you guys on some story missions, because this is where you get a lot of hazards, you get a lot of environmental effects that are going to deal damage to you, and sure, you want to avoid those, and sure, if you bring along someone like Sentry, even if you take damage, you can heal or you can revive. But one thing here is you're going to get to see how beautiful Null's skills are with nothing blocking it. That's obviously one of the biggest visual criticisms of Marvel Future Fight, is that there's so much noise that you just can't see what the characters are doing. So here, without strikers, without anything, you can see gorgeously, and actually you can kind of zoom in. Oh, so you can see, you know, really in high def. But check this out. This is hilarious. Oh, hang on, not yet. We have to destroy T'Challa first. I apologize here. T'Challa, my dude, I've got to bring you into Clintar. All right, I think it's here. It's really funny, trust me. Okay, so check this out. Oh no, I'm taking damage. Oh no, I'm not taking damage anymore. Ha ha ha, yeah. How hilarious is that? It's very hilarious. Now, you're probably wondering, Alex, that's funny, but okay, so you saved yourselves a few seconds. You didn't have to wait for these bubbles and transfer through them like Cyclops does, right? Okay, sure. Maybe. But can't you just do that with Jean Grey or Sentry? And the answer to that is yes, but also no. So watch what happens to Sentry. He dies, and now it's not that I walk through, but I have to wait for him to revive, and I get a 3-second invincibility, which is just given to me because I revived. That's just a generic invincibility. It's not tied to the character. So yeah, you can kind of do the same thing with any revived character, but it's just so much more hilarious with Null because he doesn't actually die. He just goes down to 1 HP, but you just can't kill him. And then of course you get to just do this kind of stuff to Anti-Man and watch him just suffer as he's consumed by the nullification. Well, he wasn't consumed there. Consumed by the nullification. Like, how badass is it to just be chilling in this space place, this space station? Nice reward, by the way. To be chilling in the space station, and then you just have these two gigantic symbiote dragons just chilling, big chilling in there. There's more applications for this, which are even more hilarious. We're going to touch on Thor in a second as well, because Thor is quite dope for speed running these stages. But I want to show you guys, I think Thor is really good for this stage. So I believe I will show you this stage here. Basically the exact same thing as I just showed you, but with other pesky environmental hazards. There's the poison clouds, there is the blades that will bleed you, and again, they kill most characters. Not only does Null shred these stages, like as if he didn't have enough value, he's also incredibly fast at speedrunning these fights. So if you're just farming these for bios, or you're just farming them for whatever, he speedruns them super duper fast. Hilariously here, when the enemies spawn, I can actually just start running towards the exit, because the dragons stay there and kill the enemies that spawn later. So you have some like pro strats to get yourself, to buy yourself a few extra seconds of time to shorten these runs. Now I'm kind of wasting my time here against Cap. I probably should have popped the tier 3, but we move on to the next part. And so here I believe that, yeah, look, you can just run through. Oh no, burn damage. Oh no. Do I have to wait and sit and watch Sentry revive? Nope. I can just clap these cheeks, my dude, and I don't lose my tier 3 or anything. Boom! And so you know what? Honestly, it kind of does improve your run speed. It does improve the speed of farming. If you really want to speed farm this stuff, if they added an autoplay function, honestly, it would matter a lot. One last stage where it does matter a lot, again, is 8-2 on antimatter recovery. There's one part right at the end, and normally I wouldn't run this with Sentry, right? I would run this with Cyclops and Crescent here. So whatever, we'll run it with Null and these two here, because I don't have the third character, right? So sometimes this actually comes in handy where you can only bring 2 of the required characters. Anywho, So the third character you bring is wholly up to you, and you're probably just going to want to bring someone who runs it really quickly, or you want to bring like a support, like whatever. Okay, bro. Like a Mystique or something like that. But Null is really good for the very end of this fight. Now, this stage is actually pretty long, so I don't want to, you know, force you to watch the whole thing, so we'll just skip ahead to the end. All right, so I said I wasn't going to make you watch the whole thing, but this fight against Sharon, Carter, and Ultron is sick because it happens to go by so quickly. So say bye-bye to Ultron. Ultron is already dead, but Sharon Carter lasted a little bit longer, but it's the part right here. So when you go into this next zone, this is sort of like the end of the fight. I actually really love these missions because the top-down camera reminds me of Diablo 2, but this one especially. There's enemies on the left, there's turrets, there's these things, there's these bleed mechanics, there's these poison clouds. Literally every single mechanic. Oh no, I died. No, I didn't because I'm Null, baby. Look at this. He's still alive, and then he just revives back to full health, and we're here at the end of the fight. Like, literally, it's like the easy button. Remember those Staples commercial? Just press the easy button. Null makes this hilariously easy. And you know what? It's 100% comics accurate. If Null really wanted to pull up to the AIM facility and retrieve some antimatter bombs, literally no one could stop him. And he would probably even just feign his own death to get them to leave him alone so that he could just go about his business murking everybody's butt. Now, Thor is the other one I want to talk about, because not only do you want to play these for fun, but you also want to play these for speed. You want to go through these as fast as possible. And now Thor in particular, I mean, he's a hot tier 3 right now, and a lot of people have gotten him because of his new uniform. And his new uniform is a huge rework for him, but it's not just a good rework for, you know, all those PvE game modes, GBR, ABX, World Boss Legend, etc. It's also really good for the story mode. Again, if you don't have all of the recommended characters, Thor is one of the characters that you actually need to get to level 70 before you can even unlock this. So it sort of connects to itself, especially if you don't have a fully maxed out account. So you're looking at some of these stages here, and you're like, well, I only have 2 of these required characters. So I just bring along Thor. I'm actually going to do 12-1, Flaming Frenzy. I'm going to bring along Thor. Right? He's one of the required characters, and he deals elemental damage. You have to bring elemental damage, otherwise it doesn't work. And in this case, they have either fire or cold or both resist up, so lightning doesn't get penalized at all. Now, there's no leadership for Thor here, but watch how fast he flies through this stage. And there's a couple of tricks I can show you as well. I got this one from Godzillanator. You can't do it in the beginning here against this fire demon. He kind of stalls. But you drop the 5th skill, and then you just walk through. And he shreds the mobs as he's walking through. So I run all the way to the end to trigger the little demon to go away, because we want him to go to his next location on the other side of the map here. We kill all these mobs, yada, yada, yada. So much AoE, so much lightning damage, so much residual damage. And of course, we have the thematic value of Thor in Muspelheim attacking Surtur, right? If you like Thor Ragnarok, you're going to love this. Now, here's the first tip I have for you. Press the 2nd skill as soon as the thing loads. It's basically going to stop him from attacking you at first. And I guess that extra time that he gives you is supposed to allow you to get to him faster. It kind of worked for me. More than it usually works. But that's basically the tip. You use an iframe right at the beginning. In this case, his 2nd skill, Thor's 2nd skill, has a has a long iframe where you can move. And you can basically get a lot closer to him, bridge the gap, and then use that to your advantage to kill him. But check this out against Surtur. He just massive damage, just mows him down. It's honestly so fast here. Charge this up, pop the tier 3, and pop the 5. This is a little bit slower than usual, to be honest, but boom, he just melts face. He absolutely melts face. So sick. And for all those stages that I used, well, not all those stages, but for a lot of those stages where I used Null, in the dimensional clash, I know a lot of you guys farm this one because you have a larger chance. You have a greater chance because there are fewer rewards, but you also get more. You have to get more fragments, but you can get 250 of each of these if you get them. Thor runs through some of these stages super duper fast, just like Null does. He actually does it sometimes a little bit faster. It's actually this one right here, Shadows Over the Streets. I was using Thor for this one because I only have, again, 2 of the required characters out of 3. Thor just flies through this stage, mainly, again, because the lightning just zaps everything around him. It's so sick. It's satisfying to watch, but it also has the practical applicability of the enemies just like they land and die instantaneously. You don't even see them spawn essentially because they die right away. Bro, blade gets melted. You just run through here, zap these guys. The residual lightning damage kills those guys before they spawn, kills those guys, and you're basically just left with fighting Tony one-on-one. You shred Tony's armor because you're lightning, and lightning is strong against metal. Metal is weak to lightning. Over here, you just gotta be careful. Here's where Null would be great. Just, you know, you can run straight into the blades and it doesn't matter. But now, okay, we're supposed to still be Thor here. So hang on a second. We're supposed to still be Thor. We're supposed to... Okay, what's up, Spidey? And the AoE not only kills Spidey, it kills the enemies behind you. They got dragged over a little bit, but it usually kills those aim guys who were chilling in the middle. Awesome reward. Ha ha ha. You wasted your time, Alex. But seriously, I really love the new story mode. It's really fun to play. And you know what's really fun for me? Not only is this fun to play, but when a new character, when a new tier 3 gets unlocked like Null, that's really fun to play just because he has beautiful skills and stuff like that. I get basically, the content basically refreshes itself because now I get to play through all these stages again with a character that I find, you know, incredibly fun to play, to watch his skill animations, to see how it interacts on the stage at the different camera angles, whatever, against the different opponents. And on top of all of that, you have the added benefit of a little bit of knowledge. So check this out. It's not all fun and games, Alex. Null deals physical damage, right? He's physical attack. All of his skills, physical. Actually, only 1 and 2 say physical. 3, 4, and 5 don't actually say physical. So how do we verify that it's actually physical? So we're going to go into this mission here. It's the one where I use Captain Marvel and Sharon. Where is it? Where is it? Okay, I passed it already. Hang on. Let's go all the way back. I think it's this one right here. So this one, enemy is immune to physical damage. So you bring Null into this bad boy stage. Okay. Now, normally I would just use the 3 recommended characters that I have because I have all 3, but I was just messing around, testing some things out. Okay, we're going to bring in Null to show what happens here. So, enemies are immune to physical damage, right? They're not going to take any damage from physical attacks. It doesn't matter that he has, or actually, you know what? It does matter that he has penetration. But anyways, there's also poison on this stage, so I can just straight up run through the poison. I got a little secret hidey hole here. You can go around. Boom, bada bing. Oh, I took poison damage? That's okay. I can shrug that off. So you're going to see here that he does 0 damage, right? So you can confirm that that skill is 100% physical. This skill is 100% physical. This skill is 100% physical. We can confirm that this skill right here also 100% physical. But now because he has penetration and he can penetrate immunity, boom. You get the 3rd skill allowing him to penetrate. But now we're back to not having penetration, right? Okay. Then you take a look at his tier 3 skill. Also penetrates, so you get the physical damage applying even though he, you know, doesn't deal any energy. So this is actually good to know, because if you didn't know, you might assume that maybe he has some energy damage, because there's a lot of very strong characters in Marvel Future Fight that it says they deal exclusively energy or exclusively physical damage. Thanos is a really good example. Maybe he's not that strong anymore, but Thanos is a good example of this. And he actually deals mixed energy and physical, but you wouldn't know by just reading the skills. So here we can confirm that he's actually only getting the damage to go through because of his penetration. If it wasn't for his penetration, he wouldn't be able to deal any of this damage. But with the penetration, he deals damage as though he was dealing energy damage, because he's doing 100% penetration of their physical immunity. Right, and you can just see it throughout the entire fight here. That guy has iframe. He like goes into an invisibility, but whatever his name, it's Null, just shreds through it. Now it's interesting as well with Captain Marvel, because we know if you don't use her radiant form, you can see here. Okay, do it. See, there's no. Oh, there it is. Physical immunity. It's on her 4th skill. There it is. You see all that physical immunity. She didn't kill the enemy right away. You'll see it again against MODOK because he has physical immunity. Her 4th skill, you can see all that physical immunity. It's not doing damage. Once you pop the radiant form and then you do 4, it's full energy damage. It's got the incapacitation as well. This has been tested against Proxima you can actually, well, way back in the day, you could do really low stages of Proxima, like 30, 40, with Captain Marvel if you didn't use her Radiant form. So it was a hilarious way to get a little bit more value out of the character by just not pressing 5. But now you know, and you can confirm for Null and future characters, which then has application for Shadowland PvP, right? You don't want to run into a Shadowland stage that has Energy Reflect, and then you find out, I mean, it doesn't matter that much, but then you find out there, boom, he dies to Energy Reflect, and you're like, what gives, bro? I thought it's supposed to be all physical, but only 1 and 2, Migos, all ass. Only 1 and 2 actually say physical. The rest don't actually say physical with that little gray bar, right? So I really enjoy the story. I hope you did too. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.